There's more writing in any job than you probably realize. The writing skills you're learning now at school can help you with your future occupation. Almost everyone uses on-the-job writing skills. Some people, like machinist Dave Mellon, use writing skills to get their jobs. All right, what do writing skills have to do with getting a job? Well, how would you apply for this one? Many ads ask you to write a letter of application. Since this is going to be your first contact with a potential employer, you want to make a good first impression, right? How can you write a letter that reads well?
I noticed your ad in the newspaper. I would like to apply for your position of machine adjuster.
That sounds pretty good. And it reads well. You've included the exact title of the job. That's important because the company might have advertised several openings. There's also no waste of words. It's clear. Being clear in your writing is important. But is it really enough? Being complete is important too.
I'm 18 years old and have attended McKinley High School, where I have had experience with many kinds of machines and shop classes. I graduated in June.
To be complete, you need to include all the information the prospective employer might be interested in.
The machines include the drill press and the turret lathe.
And along with being clear and complete, you try to be correct, both in what you write, the content, and how you write it, the form. Proofreading can help you make certain that your writing is accurate. With any writing, proofreading is a good idea. While checking the mechanics of your writing, you know, the capitalization, spelling, and punctuation, you can also check the correctness of your information. If your first draft looks sloppy, why not copy it over? You want the job, and if your letter can make a good impression, you just might get it. Being clear, complete, and correct are skills that can help you do any kind of writing. Carol Gill found that out when she wrote her resume. A resume is just a listing of all the important facts about you. It gives more details about yourself than a letter of application. It's like an outline with headings and subheadings. For a resume to pay off with a job, it has to communicate. And it will if it's clear, complete, and correct. Writing a resume and a letter of application are just two ways of applying for a job. Another way is just going to a business where you know there's a job opening. Even so, one of the first things you'll probably be asked to do is write. You'll need to fill out an application form. Filling out the form correctly is easy if you skim it before writing. Try not to omit any important facts. You can help yourself by writing ahead of time the information the company is likely to want. Things like your work experience, references, and a health history. Once you start writing, do it clearly. Print if you're asked to. You may not get the job if your writing can't be read, and these forms don't give you much room for writing long, involved explanations and answers. If you take the time to think, try to understand why the questions are being asked, you can be direct and to the point in your writing. Taking a minute to think before you write always makes it easier for you to be clear and complete. Understanding the questions helps you be brief and correct in your explanations. These writing skills you use getting a job also can be applied to writing on the job. Your first job might be like Cal Williams. He drives and delivers for an uptown bakery. Like Cal, you might find that a small part of the job requires writing, just routine writing, invoices and things. But maybe someday you might be faced with something new, like an accident report. A lot of the on-the-job writing deals with forms like this one. With any new form, skimming it first helps you make sense out of it. Accident report forms are usually designed so that the questions are presented in an orderly way. This accident form has an outline structure, with each question similar to an outline heading. The outline structure helps you lay out a clear report. You may have to write some reports for which there are no forms. That's the way it is for George Fletcher. No one gives him an outline for his monthly sales reports. Sales reports are a common type of on-the-job writing in which outlining can help you. Every month, George writes his sales report to his boss in St. Louis. George has been selling encyclopedias since he's been out of the Army. He enjoys being out of doors and meeting people. At first, George didn't like the idea of making reports. He felt he was hired to sell, not to write. But he discovered that outlining his report first helped him lay out the information in a logical and understandable order. Each main topic corresponds to a section of the report. The subtopics help form the sentences and paragraphs of the report. So, with on-the-job writing of reports or forms, if you're clear, complete, and correct, you can do the job much better. Another kind of common on-the-job writing is the business letter. These letters particularly should be written with care to prevent costly errors. To help your letters do their job, try to get to the point as quickly as possible.
Thank you for your letter of February 27th. I will personally see that the part you requested is shipped as soon as possible.
Each paragraph in your letter should express a single idea. When you present a new idea, start a new paragraph.
As you probably know, the fire at the supply plant has caused a 4-week delay in the shipment of parts throughout the Midwest. However, you can expect shipment of the distributor head, part DX50089, as soon as the part becomes available to us.
What makes this a good letter is that it says just what it has to and stops. It's brief, but it's clear and complete. And it's correct because it contains the right information and it follows the form and standards set by company policy. The business letter is just one type of correspondence people have to do on jobs. Another type is the inter-office memo. Carol is starting her vacation next week. She's writing a memo for her temporary replacement. It's about the company's procedure for letters. Once again, the aim should be to be clear, complete, and correct.
With all our routine letters, we make 2 carbons. When you're done with the letter, give it to Mr. Williams for approval and signature. After approval, put the letter into the envelope. Then put the envelope into the top tray on the desk. It'll be picked up by a messenger.
This is a pretty clear memo, but is it complete? What happens to the carbon copies of the letter?
1 carbon goes into the correspondence file behind the desk you'll be using. The other carbon goes to Mrs. Alton.
Good writers try to anticipate readers' questions, like, who is Mrs. Alton? Where is she?
She's Mr. Lewis's secretary and works in room 405 on this floor.
Good writers include all the essential information in their writing. With all on-the-job correspondence, memos, or letters, writing that's clear, complete, and correct adds up to good total communication. So you can see, there's probably a lot more writing related to work, more than you may have realized. And by now you also know that good on-the-job communication is clear, complete, and correct. Good writing skills can pay off for you. They can help open the way to more responsibility and better paying jobs.